Welcome students to the lesson Environmental Management, a very crucial topic in the world today. And the subtopic we will be analyzing is solid waste management. What is solid waste? Solid waste, first of all, are wastes that are not liquid or gaseous. They are all discarded solid materials from municipal, industrial, and agricultural activities. And materials such as household garbage, food waste, waste in the yard or the garden, when we demolish any building or construction site, that debris is all called solid waste. So we can safely say that waste materials generated through daily human activities are known as solid waste. Look at this picture. If I ask you to describe it, I'm sure you will tell me that there's a truck there, there's a van, or there are so many palm trees. And basically, you look and see it's a nice place, a clean place. Whereas if I show you this picture, you're going to say, oh my God, just look at all this. So ugly, dirty, not fit for living. Okay. Classification meaning into what categories can we put this solid waste into. The first one is domestic, meaning waste coming out of the ordinary day-to-day activities that we have even at home. Industrial waste is the waste that is generated from factories or industries. Hazardous meaning very dangerous type of waste. Electronic waste could be TVs that are not working, mobile phones that cracked and not working, whatever. And then biomedical waste are that waste that you get from hospitals and clinics. Garden or farm waste is that waste where the leaves falling down, the waste matter of some farm animals. Okay. And then we have radioactive waste, which are byproducts from nuclear reactors or fuel processing plants, research facilities. Urban waste is the waste that is got from cities, that is very different from rural waste, and waste that is generated when there is the mining process going on. We can also classify waste as biodegradable waste, that is also known as wet solid waste or wet garbage, and it could be something like kitchen waste, soil, dung of animals, plant parts, etc. On the other hand, we have non-biodegradable waste, which is also called dry solid waste or dry garbage. Could be something like plastic, metals, glass, etc. Degradable meaning that can be acted upon by microorganisms, and non-biodegradable waste means something that cannot be acted upon, yeah, and recycled by microorganisms. The harmful effects of solid waste. There are many harmful effects. First of all, there's an effect on biodiversity. We have so many diverse plants and animals, and solid waste affects all of them. Bad odor, a terrible smell comes when there is solid waste accumulated. Toxic gases are released when there's too much of garbage and some toxic substances put there, or when garbage reacts with one another. If it's just left there, you will see some poisonous gases coming out of it. There is loss of beauty. Anywhere that we look at and we see garbage is not a beautiful sight at all. Air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, and finally disease being caused because solid waste is just thrown all around the place. What is the necessity of solid waste management? Why do you have this lesson in your textbook, or why do we need to worry about solid waste? Why do we need to manage it well? Now, just look at this picture. I'm sure if I ask you what kind of a world you want to live in, you're not going to choose the right part. You're definitely going to go for the green part of, or the left part of the picture, which has nice trees, flowers, birds, a clean sky. Looks like there is very beautiful atmosphere. So let us see why we need to have this waste management. To prevent pollution and keep the surroundings clean. If you look at the picture again, see what we are heading towards in the right part of the picture. Smoke, animals dying, birds in trouble, polluted water. Okay, so we need to step up and start solid waste management to prevent this kind of pollution. Secondly, for energy as well as fertilizer production and to generate work and employment opportunities. So if we recycle this waste that is generated, okay, we can produce energy from that as well as fertilizers, and all this recycling of waste to produce this energy and fertilizer generate work and employment opportunities for those who don't have jobs. To reduce the strain on natural resources through the treatment of solid waste, as I just said, when solid waste is treated, we can use it as alternative energy sources, and that reduces the strain on the natural resources which we are using up in large quantities. Also, it improves the health and quality of life and maintains environmental balance. So there is a big need for solid waste management. There are some scientific and eco-friendly waste management techniques. The first one being separation and categorization of waste. Okay, we just throw everything into the garbage bin, but we need to separate and categorize that which is biodegradable, which is not biodegradable, which can be recycled, and that is going to help in recycling and making fertilizer and other things. Next is composting, where the home kitchen waste, that is the peels of potatoes, eggshells, and onion skins, and when we throw out food which is left over, can be put into a pit, and compost or fertilizer can be made out of it instead of just chucking it out into the garbage bin. Then we have safe landfill sites where big pits are dug, lined with plastic, and all the garbage is put over there. Vermicomposting is when we put the garbage into a container, and then we have worms like red wrigglers or white worms which turn this garbage into good fertilizer. Industrial solid waste management, that is landfill methods. Okay, instead of just putting this waste into just throwing it all over the place, we put it in a landfill site. Pyrolysis, that is energy production by burning of waste at high temperatures, and from there we can get biogas and bioelectricity, and this which is used in the biomedical in clinics and hospitals. Another a method of waste management, incineration, where these syringes and bottles and any things that could be infected is also put under very high temperature. So these are some of the scientific methods which also help the environment. 7 principles of solid waste management. The first one being reduce. Reduce the use of resources. Avoid wastage. Don't use things that you just use once and then just want to get rid of it. Okay, we can share things that we are using, so that thereby we reduce our natural resources being depleted. Next one, rethink. Rethink our habits and our activities and the consequences they are having on the environment. Another principle, reuse. Now, after using something, don't throw it out. It can be used for other purposes. Like, for example, the copper noodles that we use. Okay, we make the noodles in that and then we throw out that plastic container or the thermocol container. Now that can be used to store something, used for a pencil stand. Old towels, they shouldn't be thrown away. They can be used as rags. So many things that can be reused. Another principle is research. Research related to the reuse of materials. Okay, so we can do our own research on, okay, this is something that I need to throw out, but can I use it for something else? And thereby, have less problem, give less problems to my environment. Another principle is to refuse. Refuse to use articles made from non-biodegradable substances like plastic and thermocol. And therefore, I am not using it at all. I refuse to use it. And if I refuse to use it, then it won't become waste. Another principle is recycling. You are well aware of this principle, that is the production of useful articles by recycling the solid waste. You know that paper and glass can be recycled. For example, you take an old Pepsi can, okay, and you can make it into an article of beauty by art and craft methods, or you can use it again as a pen stand or to store something else. So this is called recycling. And another principle is regulation of public awareness. That means we should follow the rules regarding disposal of waste, and if you see someone who is not doing it, throwing things around here and there, we should very politely motivate them to follow the rules of disposal of solid waste. Methods of storing solid waste. You can see here different bins being used for different kind of solid waste. The degradable waste being put in one, then cans and Tetra packs which can be recycled into another one, and bottles, that is glass, in another one. And in so many countries in the world, we have bins like this, separate bins for paper, glass, metal, plastic. Now, if we don't have this here, we can definitely do this at home. Segregate the waste. Keep your kitchen biodegradable waste in a separate bin, and I'm sure if you look at these bins later on, you will find a method of reusing or recycling. Okay, don't litter. Use the garbage bin.